hurt my pride. I'll argue forever, no need to hide. When it all goes wrong and it burns inside, I'll stand my ground, won't let it slide. If you doubt my point, you'll hurt my pride. I'll argue forever, no need to hide. I'm a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. When I know what's wrong and I know what's right, I'll debate all day and I'll win the fight. 'Cause deep in my mind I got clarity. Being right's the only thing that matters to me. I am a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. I know what's wrong and I know what's right. I'll debate all day and I'll win the fight. 'Cause deep in my mind I got clarity. Being right's the only thing that matters to me. I am a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. I am a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. I am a libertarian.
What's up, y'all?
Yo,
How's it going?
Hello.
Joe, are you in an undisclosed location without electricity?
yeah, it's called California.
Joe, we can't see you at all. Do you have a bag over your phone? What is going on here?
You can't
Is
see me at
somebody
all?
about to behead you? Put your thumbs up if somebody's about to behead you.
You've never looked better or darker is really the feedback
Thank
I'm
you.
giving you on this.
I appreciate that.
Joe,
I
we
guess
can't-
Florida.
Yeah, we can't see you at all, Joe. Do you have a light bulb, or could you start something on fire in your place? Or
I'll try something.
thank you. Oh, we got a little Espanol on the exclamation points here. What's up, Chris?
Does that work?
Oh, wow.
Holy cow! Look at that, Joe.
Oh no, wait, turn the light back on.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's better, but we can see you. What's up, Rose?
Oh, my God.
What's up, Jim Bob? What's up, Mrs. Wolf?
There we go.
Wild Wolf.
Dark Joe. You thought Dark MAGA was a problem. You haven't met Dark Joe.
I'm alternate universe, Joe. I got the mustache and everything and a beard.
So that would make you not Bizarro Joe. Because my universe has got Bizarro Joe, I'm pretty sure.
I am of the Prime universe, Joe, then.
There's Terry. Oh, Terry's on the screen, so I don't have to pretend like I don't know she's here.
Hashtag Terry isn't real.
What is up, everybody? Thanks for joining us.
Is Terry at the inauguration for Trump right now, or where's she at?
Terry's there for her pardon. She's getting the Hunter Biden treatment right before. Terry's getting pardoned for the last couple
10
decades
years?
of problems she's been causing.
Congratulations.
Down, guys. Down, guys. I am not a libertarian.
You didn't hear the story about Terry, the golf cart, the loofah, and Hunter Biden at the Villages?
Oh my God, you did not just do that. Did you hear me banging?
Boy. Oh boy.
Oh my God. You are so in trouble.
Was that negative 8,000 each of us?
Really?
Negative 8,000.
Wow. What a way to
Man.
start.
Hunter Biden?
I think we're really in trouble when Zach figures out there's numbers bigger than 8,000. I think he might give you that next time. So what is up, everybody? This is our first You Aren't a Real Libertarian of the year. So
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
We got the fireworks and everything. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Mrs. Wolf. Appreciate that. Yeah, we got the fireworks and the whole shooting match in the background there.
Very festive.
We're on YouTube too. Between Casey and Creole Queen and Cash and Terry, everybody got my YouTube straightened out. I didn't even know how to log into it, to be honest with you. So got that all straightened out. Somebody's like,
guess,
"Your
you had to
YouTube's
get
at
the
like..."
magnifying glass out to read what you hand wrote for your password. Is that what you had to do?
So actually, funny story, Casey. You make fun of me for these things, but funny story. So I take screenshots of my password because I heard that's the least secure thing you can do. So I took a screenshot of it, but I took a screenshot of the wrong password. So I don't know exactly how you end up doing that, but that's what I did with the YouTube thing. So little pro tip out there: if you're going to take a screenshot of unsecure in an unsecure way of your password, make sure it's the right password so you can get hacked quickly and effectively. So yeah, so that's my little pro tip to you if you want to be a big.
Did you learn that from Hunter? I'm pretty sure Hunter did that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you hack me, like mine's like pictures of screenshots of memes I've made and stuff, it's gonna be like a really boring screen or boring hack for you. So see a lot of checks to women that I don't talk to anymore, like my bank accounts, and it's not really, it's not gonna be a good time for you. So yeah, welcome
I think
everybody.
if you're doing the Hunter Biden thing, you've got to also do some cocaine after you do the screenshot, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm like straight edge. I don't do anything. It's like all caffeine for me. That's about it.
Yeah.
Does caffeine count as straight edge? Can you be straight edge and just do the caffeine?
I would say no. I consider caffeine to be a drug.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't do caffeine.
Is this Dark Joe talking, or is this Bizarro Joe talking?
This is the Prime Universe Joe.
Is that the good one or the bad one?
The good one, yeah.
I lose track. So, yeah. So this is fun. I was gonna call this the Tournament of Not Champions, but then I was worried that you guys wouldn't show up if I named it something mean. So, but like this is like the OG crew, right? Like I think you guys did the first one, and Casey was on episode 1, Joe was on episode 2, David was on right after that, yeah. So is there a dumpster on fire in your backyard?
Yeah. So you know where I live. Awesome. Come on over.
That's how Joe, we taught Joe how to cook. We taught him to cook over an open dumpster.
Oh my God. I actually made steak today. I made eggs. I did. Yes. Joseph.
It's Joseph. You spelled Joseph wrong. We can't take the Lord's name in vain, but we can take Joseph in vain.
Is it the Lord's name or is it Jesus?
That's a good one.
We did have the other Spanish exclamation points already.
Minus 1,000 to Joe for taking my coffee and Red Bull away from me. Yeah,
I'm not using government force, so you are free
At my last corporate job, I got promoted to senior, and I pretended for like a month that I thought it was senior, and so I started writing all my emails with Spanglish in it. And then I actually, instead of Spanglish, I pretended like I didn't know what Spanish was. And so I was throwing like aloha in all my emails and stuff to pretend like I didn't even know Spanish words. And,
I think you're doing a good job of that.
Yeah. Joseph was from Iraq. Oh, there's Eric. What's up, Eric? Eric, can I say something nice about you? Can I please? Eric's been hard at work. That's why we haven't seen Eric. I think I'm allowed to say that much, but Eric's been very hard at work, and I'm very excited that Eric is around. If you're not following Eric, follow Eric for, maybe some updates at some point. Yeah. Eric's a good friend of ours.
Is that a gun in his profile picture, or is that a guitar?
No, he plays a didgeridoo. I think we've covered this. He plays a didgeridoo.
Okay.
Good to see Eric. Yeah. So, all right. So let's just get into it here. So First one of the year. The last thing in the world you want me to have is free time. Okay. So let's just be honest about that. The last thing you want me to have is any free time whatsoever, because I totally redid the show. And I took screenshots of my notes of what we were going to do on the show. Turns out another bad screenshot. So I don't even really know what the rules are or the instructions. So we'll be kind of learning together, if you don't mind. So, but Terry is our scorekeeper. And so the real goal of the original show was just to drive Terry crazy. We didn't actually think anybody would like watching any of this. So as Zach showed already, make the scoring as hard for her as possible. She likes odd numbers and decimal points and fractions. So when you're in the audience, you can give people scores. And no one's ever finished with a positive score, I believe. So we're used to that. And so that's why we're at the tournament of not champions. So yeah, well, ish. Let's just say wrote notes ish. Like, yeah. Yeah. So we know none of you are real libertarians. So which ones? Oh, you're combining game shows here. That the notes that
I'm not a rhino.
game show. Yeah. So
I used to be, but I'm not anymore.
All right, Terry, I'm going to put you in the back. Thank you for doing this. And back to your control center. And this work? Yeah, this worked. Nice. All right. So welcome to You Aren't a Real Libertarian. I looked this up, and last week was sweeps week, and we are the #1 libertarian game show on Saturday nights on my X feed. I looked it up. And
how many game shows are on Saturday nights on your X feed?
At least one, because we're #1. So everybody else is playing for second place apparently. So and yep, so we're #1. And for libertarians, you know, anything you could say you're #1 at, like, you're just going to take it really and not ask a whole lot of questions. So we are #1 as far as I know, and we'll just go with that. So welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. Say hi in the chat if you haven't already. Please hit the share button. We're already #1, but we're greedy, so we'd like to be #1 and #2. Could you do that?
I like what you did there. There's a fire in LA. It's very realistic.
Yeah. Space lasers, lots of space lasers. And yep. So please share.
Energy weapons, not space lasers.
Terry was already up here, but please follow Terry and also follow Waz. And I don't know if you saw my text about or my post about this, but Waz has had some terrible luck with the weather and some home stuff, and has a kid he's taking care of. So if you can make a donation, hit that cash sign on there and make a donation if you can. Waz has been unifying us and doing great stuff, has helped all of us out, has helped out candidates we've worked with, done a ton for us. So please do that. And so the rules are, I am the government. Whatever I say goes. Scoring errors count. Life isn't fair. I don't really care about feedback. You're welcome to type it in the chat, but up to you. And similar to the government, they have to fill out many forms at the end to see if they owe us money or if they're just going to randomly be sent to jail. So there might be an audit. They start off with -50 points because as the government, I get paid first. No one's ever won this, but if someone did in fact win it, there is a trophy of Ron Paul, ironically holding a trophy. And so no one's ever won it yet. And also we have some prizes on our prize shelf: the Mike Johnson Swamp Ass Cologne, the Ayn Rand teddy bear. She's reading Fountainhead there, if you can see that. And we also have the Killdozer Lego set. And if you needed something like that. So we're just going to go ahead and start with the lightning round here. And how the lightning round works is, how the lightning round works is they have to answer the question and they get one sentence to answer it. And then they judge each other's answers. So, and like I said, you can score them. You can give them points. You can take points away. You can poke fun at their answers, do whatever you'd like to do with that. So the first category here is economic policy. I'd ask if you were ready, but I don't really care. So Casey, your turn. Should the government regulate cryptocurrency?
You could have stopped at should the government, and it's no.
I'm busy. I don't have time to do the squirm cam here. Can you just answer the whole question? You have a sentence.
No, you do. The government doesn't need to touch a damn thing. No, it does not need to regulate cryptocurrency because it doesn't need to regulate anything.
Fair. David, you're a well-known statist. Should there be universal basic income in the U.S.?
No. No, there should not be. We should not be just deciding how to redistribute the money to whoever, regardless of whether or not they're working.
Joseph, should tariffs be used to protect American jobs?
Hell no. Tariffs are taxes. Afuera.
I'll take that. And Joe sounds livelier than last time when he fell asleep during the broadcast. So
because he ate steak instead of a pizza.
That's true. I ate very good today. I did not get tired at all. I'm feeling energized. I got my can of nuts in front of me. I had eggs. Like,
look at this. We got like hands moving. He's animated. He turned a light on. I mean, this is prime Joseph right here.
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for protein loading in preparation for the #1 Libertarian
I only had
game show on at 8 p.m. on my feed.
I only had 2 slices of pizza today, so I'm feeling good.
Nice. All right, Casey, is it acceptable for the government to subsidize private companies?
No, that makes it an unfair market, and they should not be involved in subsidizing anything.
David, should Social Security remain a government-run program?
Only long enough to keep promises to people who have paid in it their whole life, and it should be phased out.
Somebody's gonna hit you.
It should not long-term remain one. No.
Should the minimum wage be set at the federal level, Joseph?
No, it should not. Individuals and corporations should be able to determine a wage that they want to based on individual jobs, positions, and need, and etc. The government should not be involved.
100 points to Joe for being awake this time. Good job, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you for noticing, Jim Bob. This is a far more animated and awake Joe. And Casey, should private companies be allowed to print currency?
Should they be allowed to print currency? No, I shouldn't.
Squirm cam.
Yeah, the problem I have with the word is the word currency. Because if they're just going to be able to print paper and say it's certain value, well, never mind. Back up. Sure. Yeah, give it to them. Let them have it and let the market decide if that is worth the value that they're asking. Yes.
That was the correct answer. Yep. Okay. And long way. You took a bunch of lefts when you could have just taken one right there. Is really what that looked like from my point
I
of
was
view.
like, wait a minute. All of these currencies, like, what is this going to do? Like, wait a minute. And then it's like, no, let the market decide. Yes, we're fine.
I think the problem is Casey realized halfway through the question, his answer, that he was really a libertarian. So he got thrown for a loop there.
Yeah, for a second he was like, "What would Lindsey Graham answer here?" And he's like, "Wait a second,
no, Lindsey Graham would be
wrong
like,
show. This isn't Fox News."
No, Lindsey Graham would be like, "Who are we bombing? Let's go bomb them. Let's go."
Yeah. All right. So to you, David. David's pretty lively here too. Hasn't given a statist answer yet. Has not been kicked off the panel. David's doing good as well.
The Diet Coke is channeling the inner Trump.
This is how we got to #1 in this time slot. Just to let you know, it was energy like this. David, should antitrust laws be abolished? Squirm cam. Squirm cam. David just does this because he likes it being close up on him. He's just like, he did his hair, he's popped his collar.
Oh my gosh. No.
This is collar pop, is it?
David gets a readout from his team after this of how long he was spent on camera solo.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we will we'll say that they should be abolished.
That was a long way to go for a yes. All right.
Long dramatic pause.
Should property taxes be eliminated?
Long pause.
Absolutely. Only after we eliminate the car tag stickers. That's far more important. And once we get rid of those, then we'll worry about property taxes and all this stuff.
So, Joe, now that we've got in close, I was going to ask you, what is that vote?
Yeah, so I got a sponsor with me here. There is a special election going on for Congress here in District 6 here in Florida. And Andrew Parrott is running for that seat. So we're going to send Washington the bird. Vote Andrew Parrott if you live in the Central East Florida region.
Have you gotten rid of any of your yard signs since we last saw you?
Can you see all 4 of them?
Yeah.
1, 2,
well, we got
3.
We got the box that you're living out of blocking one of them. So I'm assuming there's one behind that one.
Oh, that's actually a binder.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Is that were you looking at your mug shots like earlier, or was that?
No, that's actually I need to go to the bank on Wednesday, so that's my bank thing, and I leave it on my desk so I can remember to take it with me.
What do you have, a ledger? Do you have like bearer bonds or something? What are you doing banking with a
I'm
binder?
involved in my local Libertarian Party. I'm the treasurer, so I gotta make sure we
okay,
got stuff correct financially.
Fair.
I'm very responsible. I don't look it, but I actually am responsible for stuff.
Well, and so the contestants already know this, but you're scoring each other in this round. I did not mention that, but you're scoring each other. I think my assistant may have deleted the instructions on this. So we may have had instructions. We may have not have had instructions.
The government deleted their emails?
I kind of feel like I remember there was instructions at some point, but this will be the reminder. I'm not saying to bomb the scores or to, use weapons of mass destruction against the scores. This was just a graphic I came up with. It has nothing to do with you being mean to them or, going harshly after their scores. It means none of that. This is just a reminder for the audience to go to help with the scores. And so Casey, you know the drill here. What you got 500 points to give or take away from your fellow contestants here. What would you like to do?
Well, this graphic really makes me motivated to make a decision on this. So I'm going to go with negative 250 for both of them.
Fair. David, to you.
Oh, man. Well, the graphic just reminds me that we should be able to buy fighter jets. So I'm going to give 500 to Joe for having mug shots and a binder full of mug shots at that.
You're racist.
I think that was a racist joke. I finally got that. Yeah, that was racist.
Oh boy.
What?
He did not mention that you're in the Al Qaeda caucus. So I just want to say that was not mentioned. If one of our 2 viewers is from the FBI. So that was to help you out, Joe. Joe, 500 points. What would you like to do with them?
I did not hear any status answers to those questions from my other 2 comrades there. Eventually, they corrected themselves eventually. So they got there to the Libertarian side. So I'm not going to hurt them for being starting out authoritarian. I'll give them both 250 points.
All right. So, plus 100 to Joe for living out of a binder. That's, yep. Free is lying. You can use, yep. And -5 to Casey for making this racial. Yeah, it's 2025, Casey. Just because you live in an all-white state doesn't mean all of us do.
Hey, we get suntans.
All right, Jim Bob plus 500 to David for saying that we should be able to buy fighter jets. Absolutely.
Oh, he just threw that in there. Come on, he just threw some red meat there.
Jim Bob, taxation is theft. Minus 100 to Joe for not taking the opportunity to state that.
I should have. He's correct. I agree.
If Bitcoin can invent a currency, then what are we talking about? Plus 100 to Casey for figuring that out halfway through his answer. Halfway might be generous. That was definitely in the last 5%. It was like one of those yogurts where the fruit's all the way at the bottom. Like he finally made his way to the fruit all the way at the bottom there. Plus 50 to David for keeping it cool. LOL. A generous plus 5 to Casey because Zach is nice. So yeah.
Finally.
And, yeah.
Jerk.
David gets minus 100. Social Security is doing as it intended. Yeah, so we got a bunch going on there. All right, so that is that. So yeah, let's take a minute. I like to start it off with a little action. So but let's introduce ourselves. Casey, who are you? How did you end up here? What's your plan for getting out of here?
Getting out of here? The show ending. Maybe that would be Joe falling asleep and David's going over to wake him up. I don't know. But who I am, I'm Casey. I co-host Truth Will Set You Free and America's Conspiracy Compass. I just yell about politicians on the internet. That's all I do.
Are you blurry or am I having a stroke? No, it's better now. Okay. Or maybe I'm not having the stroke anymore. Okay. We know David's camera is working, so let's just go to David and we'll see if that's yeah, there's David.
Hey,
David, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
Yeah, I'm David.
Mention any products that you're repping with your Kardashian line or whatever you got going on there.
I do not have any, actually, surprisingly. No, I am with the Libertarian Party of Florida. I was just recently elected director at large, won, and I'm also the chairman of the Libertarian Party of Hillsborough County, which is the Tampa Bay area. And I do music for a living. So I think that's pretty much it.
Is it true that you play music for a cult?
I don't think so, no.
No, maybe that's the rumor I started.
Oh.
So
That would be
we've
so
known
much
each other a
cooler.
long time, and I've known all you guys a long time, and David, you keep saying that you play music, but I've never heard you play music. You did you did one time, like play something. I feel like it sounded like just a Charles Manson cassette tape, but you said it was you. So 500 points, David, if in the next 15 seconds you can find a musical instrument in your house. 15 seconds. 15
Okay.
seconds. 15 seconds. All right. And while we're doing that, we're going to go to Joe. You got 15 seconds. Joe, to you.
That was like 5 seconds. He found one already.
Oh.
That was impressive.
Push it. I want to make sure it works.
Oh
It
my
could
gosh.
just be cardboard. What's that? Did you TP your Christmas tree? What is that behind you?
No, oh no, we still have so much. My daughter's been in Colombia, so we left all of our Christmas decorations up until she gets back.
Notice how you can't see
works.
his hand. It's one of those
Right.
ones that plays itself.
He just hits a button and
It plays that one song, that ragtime song.
you
those
play
hands look a
chopsticks?
little girly. I think that's his wife, right?
Yeah.
She does play very well.
All right, I'll give you the
Piano.
500 points. So the cult rumor I'm still going with, but he can't play an instrument. So, all right, Joe, introduce yourself.
I found a plant. Do I get 500 points?
Depends what the plant is. We're libertarian.
Aloe vera.
Is it? Are you a libertarian because you're a Republican that smokes pot? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
No.
Okay. All right,
Anywho,
introduce yourself. You already gave the parrot plug.
I did. I'm Joe, as you can see by my full title. I am the only real libertarian. And I am a 4-time libertarian candidate. I ran in 2018, 2020, 2022, and 2024. And I'll probably be running again. I'm also, like David, I'm involved in the state party here in Florida. And as I mentioned before, I am the treasurer of my local affiliate. So I'm very involved with the Libertarian Party because I'm the only real one. So they really need me.
All right. Got it. Gina's here. Hey, Gina. Let's see what else is going on here. Does anybody lose any points? Plus 500 to Joe if he can prove he owns another t-shirt.
I'm just going to have to take the L on that, honestly.
That was awesome. That's not a David walking through a dentist commercial. Haha, the pearly whites. There we go. Yeah, he was a little grainy. See, I wasn't having a stroke. Minus 250 to Joe for using the term comrades. Yes. Yeah.
That was intentional. Because they were struggling.
Plus 500 to Joe for being willing to take the L. He's taking 4 L's if you're keeping score at home. Unless we're just talking about the shirt. Thank you for helping me keep what's left of my sanity here. Thank you. All right. So next round, here we go. To you, Casey. Foreign policy. Joe will do good in this one because he's foreign. So
that was racist. All right. Casey, you're the only one that hasn't said something racist about me yet.
All right. So Casey, should the U.S. withdraw from NATO?
Yes. We don't need to be a part of these allies that we have. We don't need to be a part of it. Pull out.
David, should foreign aid be ended entirely?
Yes, and until we completely revamp our entire foreign policy. So I would say you have to cut and rethink it all.
Wait, say what? Until what?
I would say we have to completely rework our foreign policy. I don't think that we should ever say anything's completely off the table, but we should end it now too, because it's not effective the way that we're doing it.
So that was like a politician way of saying, no, we shouldn't end foreign aid. Is that what you're trying? You were trying to like back that thing up into, yes, we should not end foreign aid.
I would say it's kind of like immigration. Yes, we need to get the border stuff figured out, and then we figure out ways where we can more securely allow more people into work. So it's we rethink our entire foreign policy, but yes, first we end what we're doing because it's just not working.
All right, for those of you keeping score at home, time of death 8:38. 8:38 for David. Time of death. All right, Joe, to you. Should the U.S. avoid all foreign wars?
Yes, unless we are attacked, we stay the hell out of it.
And Joe, I only said you were foreign because you're from Elgin. All right, Casey, to you. Should drone strikes in foreign countries be considered war crimes?
Yes, because Obama killed 11 civilians in his drone strikes, American civilians in his drone strikes. Yes.
I thought you were talking about during the Carter funeral. That would have been weird. Yeah. He drone bombed he averaged a drone bombing every 20 minutes of his entire presidency, I believe. Wow. Is the stat I remember. But I think he wasn't doing it during the Carter funeral, if I misstated that. David, to you, if you're still playing after that disastrous last answer. David, should the U.S. intervene if Taiwan is invaded by China?
No.
Or China, as Trump would say.
China.
Oh my.
No, it shouldn't.
All right. Joe, to you. Should the U.S. maintain military bases overseas?
No, we did promise these.
There was a little
these foreign-
stuttering there. I'm going to have to zoom in for this. Continue
No,
to stutter,
we
please.
did. The United States government did promise some of these foreign governments that will protect them via the bases. So we need to sunset those agreements and then close them down. Get out. They could be turned into embassies if they want to do that, but like we should be sunsetting the military stuff.
So basically another one where you went all the way around the block to say, yes, we should maintain military bases overseas.
No, we should not.
Okay, that's not how I heard it, but we'll see. We'll see what the audience thinks. A lot of ears tuned in on the message according to Joseph here. So we'll see what they have to say about your status sounding answer there.
I look forward to it.
Okay.
If that's the most statist thing I've said so far, wow.
That was pretty statist for you. Usually
For
you're
me, yes.
a solid no.
I agree. For me, that is pretty statist.
I was pretty shocked. Yeah. That sounded like an answer that you would get mad at me for, Joe.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. David's been kicked off for less. Maybe Joseph needs a timeout here. Although
I'm trying to I'm being too libertarian. I can see, by the other two contestants being like, partially authoritarian. That's why I call them comrades. So I am trying to tone down the libertarianism.
Yeah. Jim Bob's with me here. Minus 250 to Joe for not pointing out that the U.S. government never keeps its promises. Yep.
That's true too.
Joe's making like a Christmas card list of things that we need to do. People we've made promises to and everything. Minus 500 Joe for saying but. Yeah.
True. I accept that.
Yep.
Without
it's coming in hard for you here. Zach stolen my squirm cam. Nice. I must have missed that. I've been watching, but sometimes I look away, so I must have missed that.
Minus 500 to Free for not watching Zach's show.
Plus 250 to Casey for going all George Washington. There you go. Plus 100 David for saying yes on the foreign aid until minus 500 for adding the word until. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yep.
We've got a
bad turn
libertarian audience tonight.
Took a bad turn.
I got to go back to being the North Star here.
Took a bad turn. 0.2 or 2.5 to Joe for the hair. Yep.
That's all? Come on. Who's that decimal point over a couple?
The decimals for the split ends there.
You can see that? Oh my God.
Yep. Okay. So Casey, should trade sanctions ever be used as a foreign policy tool?
No, they shouldn't. I could see it being in a negotiation tactic, but in today's world, no. Like, it's always used in a negative way. And so I'm going to go across the board and say, no, it shouldn't exist.
Okay. I heard a little hesitancy there as well. That
there is some, because I think it could be done well, but I don't trust any of our leadership to actually do it right. And so it should never be done. That's why.
What would you trust the leadership to do?
Well, I think.
I mean, besides embezzle or insider trading,
you could utilize this in a negotiation tactic to be able to get trade and have it come in fairly. You can threaten this and actually sanction people with it if you actually wanted to, but in a good negotiation, all it is a threat and it's never implemented. And so I could see it being there, but none of our leadership is that skillful in any of these practices. So I don't see it ever working. So it'd just be, no, we don't do it.
I was multitasking. Something failed that I was trying to upload, so I wasn't even really listening to you. But
That's
somehow I
because
made
you're
it feel. Somehow I made it feel like I knew that you were wrong anyway. So I'd like to give myself 500 points for that.
I can surmise it. Casey is okay with government threatening other governments.
That's what it sounded like. Kind of half listening there.
Who's not okay with that? You're not okay with a government making their presence known against other governments, especially an enemy?
They-
That's
Who's not
like
okay with
saying
that?
we should be able to free trade.
Yeah. The government
But-
doesn't do things for us. Like you're starting with the false premise of the government
I-
could help us in some
Fair.
scenario.
I get what you're saying. Yes, I understand it because that
But
is the reality we live in with the current government. But
Like
if
just
I
go
had a
back like
government-
5 minutes to your Lindsey Graham example. Like that's
Wait.
really all they care about.
I think what Casey was really getting at was not sanctions like we're seeing them now. And maybe I'm wrong, but here's my view of this is we just make ourselves as valuable that we can trade as possible when trading with other countries. So we don't have to put sanctions on where we're trying to control them with other, what we're saying is like, all right, well, you're going to act that way. We're going to stop trading with you. And that should terrify because we've made ourselves so valuable. So I think what he was trying to get at is like sanctions in a one-on-one, not in a we're trying to impose on other nations. If
That
makes
is
sense.
correct. That's why I say a negotiation tactic is you're not going to the negotiation table with 7 different countries. It's a one-on-one situation that you're trying to make that work. And so, yes, I do see there is a place for it, but our current government doesn't know how to negotiate. They just favor their friends and families. That's all they do.
Yeah, there's got to
So
be
Dave-
something
Dave-
for leverage, especially if we don't want to do military intervention. There has to be leverage somehow.
Yeah.
David, follow-up question for you. Did you get bored of just losing points during your turn, or did you decide like, boy, I haven't lost enough points yet. Let me lose points while Casey's talking too.
Oh, that
See,
was
Zach's on my side too. I got it.
We have an update from the control center here. The government's imposed new restrictions, no more decimals, and the government. And then plus 500 to Terry for not tolerating Zach and his stupid decimals. And Zach continued on, apparently 5.3 to Casey, because he's right. You could use it as a negotiating tactic if used properly. 5.3 because it's utopian. Does utopian mean stupid, never going to happen? Because
Yes.
that was
I
my
think so.
take.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Joe was accurate. We need to revise our promises to countries we're occupying and then withdraw.
Doyle
Yep.
rules.
Plus 250 for David for making Casey's answer make sense. That's, I don't know. That
I don't
seems like
think
a
he
bad
did that,
take on
though.
that to me. Terry wins for dropping the hammer on Zach. Yep.
Big government. All right.
All right. So, David, you want to lose points again, or should I skip you? Because I think it's
Oh,
your turn.
sure. Why not?
All right. So, should whistleblowers exposing war crimes be pardoned?
Absolutely. Yes.
I gave you an easy one there. I felt bad for you. Having, it would be really embarrassing to lose points on more than one
That's all right.
time in a row.
We
Oh,
lose
really?
points for the right answer all the time.
All right, Joseph, should foreign military interventions always require a national referendum?
No. If we're going by the Constitution, there should be a declaration of war by Congress.
Okay, fair. Going off the Constitution.
Sorry, I'm a Constitutionalist.
All right. If you hated any of those answers as much as I did, now's the time to let them know that. I'm not saying be mean to them, but I'm also not saying to be nice to them. I guess it's really the graphic came with the software. That was not intentional to make it seem like you should be really, really mean to them. But if you do, I mean, artwork's supposed to inspire you, so I really can't fault you for that. So, all right, Casey, score your fellow contestants here.
This artwork has really inspired me with the propaganda of making everything go down. So we will give 500 to Joe and 500 to David. Positive.
You can't give 500 to 2 people. That was too much. That's too much.
I'm sure I can.
All right. So Terry, if you're keeping score with that, that's 0. That he said 0 basically. David, to you.
Yeah, I'm giving 500 to Casey for wanting to give us 1,000 points.
this like I feel like I joined like a frat or something. What the hell's going on with you guys? All right, Joe, bring us back to reality here.
All right, here's the real
You're
deal.
eating out of a dumpster. Bring it back to reality here.
I try to be as impartial as possible. I just honestly speaking, the answers from that last round were not libertarian, and I gotta do negative 250 from each one.
Thank you, Joe. When Joe's the voice of reason, shit's gone poorly. So yeah.
Well, we know who joined the cult. That's what we know.
Well, wait. So
David's
Joe
their
admitted
music
his
director.
last answer was not libertarian. So does he get 750 points to take away from all three of us this time?
I'm okay with not taking points away from me.
Minus 250 to Casey for not being able to budget 500 points. Yeah.
If the government can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was something that Congress would do. Print money to take away points or give points. Minus 100 to Casey for being too nice. Minus 250 to David. Whistleblower should have never been charged with a crime in the first place. Yeah, I wrote that kind of poorly. That's kind of where I was going with that.
That's actually solid.
Yeah. Yeah. And what else we got? That was it there. Are we got anybody at the top here? Let's see.
No, it seems to be going at a good pace right now. You're good.
Do we do a score?
No, I think yeah, no, Chris is at the top. So we gotta watch Chris at the top here. Casey, you don't have 1,000 points to give. Yep. We got to watch the top.
I'm sure I do. I can create my own currency and my own points. So I created my own points.
Well, you can. It might not work like a lot of things in this country. All right. So healthcare to Casey. You ready to give another terrible answer, Casey? Here we go.
Yep.
Should the FDA be abolished?
Yes. The FDA shouldn't even exist. They are useless. Anyways, I could go on for days. I'll just summarize it. TLDR. FDA should not exist. Abolish it.
1,000 to Chris for spelling Casey's name wrong. Yeah, that. I think people forgot over the break. We're not spelling Casey's name correctly ever. So, yeah. Similar to how he never spells it correctly ever. All right. So, David, should private health insurance be entirely deregulated?
Yes.
Don't make me do the squirm cam. It's like 3 buttons.
No, it should be deregulated. The regulations are what's causing it to go up on everything that has to do with the medical industry, period, including health insurance. So yes.
Joseph, should vaccine mandates be unconstitutional?
Well, they are. Yes, they are unconstitutional. Read the Ninth Amendment.
I like the lively Joe. He was right in with, the correct answer there. So excellent. Plus 500 to Casey for claiming his right to create his own currency. Okay.
Next, I'm 3D printing some guns.
Doesn't mean that his currency has any value with me, though. Like, I don't think we're not talking about a utopia. We're talking about he's allowed to do it. I might say it's shit and throw it back in his face.
He did double the points, but the value of each point was cut by half.
Ooh, yeah, this is tough here. Plus 500 to Joe, plus 250 to Casey, minus 250 to David for the facial hair. That's an accurate take there.
Finally, suspect.
Plus 250 to Joe for acknowledging the 9th.
The best amendment.
All right. To Casey, should individuals have the right to purchase unapproved medications?
Yes. We should have the freedom to choose what we want to purchase, and what we want to consume.
David, should government-funded healthcare programs be privatized?
Yes.
Joe, should government fund research for rare diseases?
No.
Casey, should pharmaceutical companies be immune to government price controls?
Yes, all companies should be immune to government price controls because the
Ooh,
government should not be
I thought I was
regulating.
going to mislead you in the wrong direction there.
No, sir.
David, should alternative medicine be deregulated?
Yes. Same reason as what Casey said. You have the right to put in your body what you choose.
Do you say what Casey said a lot in your life?
No.
Oh my God.
It's actually the first episode where I've done that.
No, I mean in your regular life. Spelled correctly, Casey.
Oh, yeah. My wife, Casey. Yeah, I say that a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever she said. Yeah.
Yeah.
That took too long to realize what your wife's name is.
I had to actually text him and tell him what his wife's name was there.
I mean, you guys have all heard her talk for 5 minutes. You know that I spend a lot of time doing that. So,
Joe, should drug patents be abolished?
Whoa.
Ooh,
Good
squirm
question.
Squirm
Yeah, I need it because this is a good question. I would like for creators of these, drugs to be able to make some money off of it because they're probably put a lot of money into it. But yeah, I don't want the government involved in doing that, frankly. So maybe an industry standard.
I'm going to need a final answer there, Joe. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I gave my answer.
He gave you a maybe.
Yeah, that can you give us like an actual answer?
The government should be not involved, but I think the industry would hopefully give some, time or value to creation of, whatever, like medical advancements.
Well, we had Lively Joe, and then all of a sudden that petered out on us. So
I hit my wall.
Time of death, 8:56.
It's over from here. It's downhill.
it's like, no, it should not be regulated, but it should be regulated.
Yeah.
Well, it's government. Is it regulated by governments? That's the big question.
Well, it depends
My
on what you think
rule-
about intellectual property in general.
Yes,
And I think there's something to be said for intellectual property following like the person where it originated from getting some kind of say in how it's handled. So if I want to write a book and I want everybody to be able to copy it for free, then I can write that in the agreement of you bought this book, you have the right to copy it for free.
Yeah, certainly. The person that created the thing can decide, do I want to just give it away or sell it or whatever.
My rule of thumb for scoring you guys is if I lose interest in the answer, it's probably wrong. So, intentional misspelling. You're talking about his parents, right?
You.
+1 to Joe because he was right that the government shouldn't be involved in patents, but couldn't
He didn't
functionally
say that.
deliver that
He didn't.
message. Functionally deliver. Very well said, Eric. Very, very well said. Could not functionally deliver that message.
Okay, I accept that. I hit my wall again. Like it's going to be downhill. I like fell down the stairs the rest of this way.
Joe
Minus
only has
250 to
50
Joe.
minutes.
Feelings don't matter. Yeah.
Is that where you're sitting, Joe? It's just at the bottom of the stairs.
Yes, I already fell
like
figuratively.
I fell down the stairs and I have these signs all over my house.
Now it's literally, yes.
Luckily, Joe bought the indoor-outdoor yard signs.
I've got indoor, outdoor plants as well.
We didn't score each other. Casey, score your fellow contestants here.
I'm going to give 500 to David because he actually answered the questions, not Joe any points because he gave a maybe.
This is
David,
the whole
you.
segment, not one.
I'm going to give 500 to Casey. That was a pretty weak round, Joe.
Wow, Joe's getting it handed to him. Joe, what would you like to do with your 500?
I think I was judged way too harshly on my last response, but otherwise I had a pretty solid round. And by the way, I think Casey and David also had a solid round. I'll do plus 250 to each of them.
Joe, in your defense, it was a terrible answer.
Not my best, but okay.
Glad I could help. All right.
Oh, Jesus.
Joseph.
So fill in the meme. Fill in the meme. Here we go. So Casey, to you first. People be arguing about who is more retarded, Britain or France. Like, bro, have you ever heard of blank?
Canada.
Oh,
Canada
man.
is correct. 100 points. 100 points to Casey there. Did I steal that from you?
No.
Okay.
I've just seen it.
David, to you. Our ideas are so great, blank. Our ideas are so great, blank.
I don't know.
Can I steal it?
Well, I don't know what's his answer, so it's to you, Joe.
We decided to merge our countries together.
California is not a country, but to you, Casey.
It's a meme. It's supposed to be stupid. Come on now.
No, our ideas are so great. They both come from Cuba.
That's not bad.
Interesting. Our ideas are so great. You will have a frozen bank account and poop in the streets.
Cuba.
Oh, that's not good. I think David's answer was better than that.
Yeah. All right. So back to, I think it's David first again. So David, the blank of California.
President.
Blank of California.
Failure.
Failure. Joe, to you.
President. I'm doubling down on my previous answer.
Joe's sticking with California being a country. Casey, to you. The blank of California.
Oh, geez. I think I won this round.
Republic.
The what?
The Republic of California.
Republic of California. The correct answer is the Justin Trudeau of California. Yeah, we're sticking with a theme here. We got a theme. And David, to you. Picture of blank, actual blank. So it's a picture of blank. Actually, it is blank.
Is that David?
Ooh, 100 points to Joe. That was good. David, picture of blank, actual blank. Negative 250 to Joe for asking permission to steal. Like, bro, what the F? David, to you.
I have nothing for that. Yeah.
All right. Joe, to you. Picture of blank, actually blank.
David.
All right. Casey.
Picture of the son of Castro, the actual picture of Castro. Son of Castro.
Picture of frozen TV dinner on the box, actual dinner.
Oh, jeez.
I guess it could be Timu, right? I wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blank is my solution to everything. David.
Losing.
Joe.
Government.
Casey.
Communism.
Ooh, nobody was actually close on this one. More taxes. More taxes.
Well, I mean, government. It's, you know.
We're in a dry spell here. David, to you. If blank was a person, David, if blank was a person.
If stupid was a person.
Oh, jeez.
Joe.
David, if David was a person.
Oh my goodness.
That's actually closer than you think. Casey, go ahead. If blank was a person.
I want to say communism again, but I don't think
If
it's correct.
communism was a person, that's a decent answer, but it's actually if vaginal dryness was a person.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. That
If
is.
vaginal dryness was a person. Am I allowed to say those words on YouTube?
I don't think so. I think we got banned.
Yeah,
It's
it's
on your
strange that
screen.
none of us thought of that.
I'm glad
you guys
Buck
were
is,
close.
like, repealing his First Amendment infringement, so we're good now.
You were close. All right, back to David. Nobody's gotten one in a while. If there is a government shutdown, who will blank or blankety blank blank?
Steal my money.
Joe.
Sell car tag stickers.
Ooh.
I wonder how many people actually get that joke.
Uh,
The one time the answer was car stickers, Joe, how did you do on that answer?
I have no idea.
didn't get it.
You didn't get it.
You didn't get it.
It's like communism. I didn't get it. It's like food and communism.
Casey, if there is a government shutdown, who will blank?
Fix the roads.
If there is a government shutdown, if there is a government shutdown, who will spy on me, waste my money, and have contempt for me?
Fair.
That was
David.
yes.
We only accept cash, blank. We only accept cash, blank.
Didn't we start with David
Joses?
last
I'm
time?
not allowed to say Joses?
Is
And-
David muted?
And Monopoly money.
All right. Joe, we only accept cash, blank.
We're trying to avoid taxes.
I'm giving it to you.
There
We
he goes.
only accept cash. Help us with tax evasion. Yep. 100 points to Joe for that.
First correct answer.
Casey, to you. Government, blank.
Oh, Jesus.
Government, blank.
Yeah, that is common core math. The government, I don't know what this one's saying. The government will only screw up math? I don't know on this one.
David, government, blank.
Does not understand numbers.
Joe,
All right,
government,
I'm going to
blank.
go ahead and win this one here. Deciding how much more money to give Ukraine.
Probably the closest of them. Government, adding up how much I owe them for services I never asked for and don't
Makes
want.
sense. Yep.
Eh.
Yep. Yep.
I do love that they got 248 plus 208 is 4460. That's like, it's like when I used to drink, me trying to do the tip after a few drinks. Like, yeah. All right. So I think it's back to Casey here. It was so cold this morning, blank.
Politicians left their hands in their pockets.
Nice answer.
Oh,
I'm giving it to you. It was so cold this morning. I saw a socialist with his hands in his own pocket. Yeah. 100 to Casey for that. David, to you. Take me to your leader, us, blank. Alien says, take me to your leader. We respond with blank.
oh man.
Alien says, take me to your leader. Our response is what?
Free.
All right. Joe, to you. Take
Wrong
me to your
planet.
leader. We respond what?
Wrong planet.
Wrong planet. Casey, to you. Take me to your leader. Our response is
Right now is not a good time.
now is
come on.
not a good time. 100, yeah, 100 to you. Yep, Jim Bob was on it. Best way you do is Joe Biden. Yep. All right,
That's bad.
David, to you. I have taxpayer pride because my taxes support blank.
Oh, folks who do not want to work.
Joe, to you. I have
License
taxpayer
plate
pride
tags.
because. Go ahead.
License plate tags. It looks like one, so that's awesome actually.
Jim Bob wins. Casey, to you. I have taxpayer pride because my taxes support.
I want to say building roads and paying our military.
Oh, I thought you were going this direction. Ukraine and Israel. No,
I
the
can't
correct
say those
answer here
words together.
is I have taxpayer pride because my taxes support killing kids with drones.
Oh, damn.
Killing kids with drones is the correct answer here.
Ouch.
You guys were all very, very not close. All right. So, David,
I
to
also
you.
feel like we should all lose points for laughing at that.
Yeah.
Is it because our government does this every day? Like,
All right. So, David, to you, shrink the federal government or expand the federal government to Greenland, Panama, and Canada. Elmo decides to go for that one. What is the blank here? David's scoring himself. You said that out loud and typed it, apparently.
Did David
let's
get,
see.
like take?
Shrink the federal government or expand the federal government to Greenland, Panama, and Canada. Oh man. What is he doing? Is he doing coke? Is that
Oh
what's happening?
jeez. Just,
Oh my god!
No, he's playing in the snow.
You're
He's
the
making
musical
snow angels
director
and
for
stuff.
a cult, David. Pretend like you've seen coke before.
You ever watch Scarface?
Sort of. I didn't think it was that great. Greenland,
David's
Panama,
very
and Canada.
particular about his face.
How about just no? I don't.
That was worth the wait. Thanks for that. Joe, to
You're
you.
welcome.
I mean, I don't really understand the meme, honestly. It's supposed to say the same thing, right? As on the right? I don't know. I got to pass on this one.
Casey, to you.
govern me?
Shrink the federal government. The choices are shrink the federal government or expand the federal government to Greenland, Panama, and Canada. And Elmo goes MAGA.
Oh,
Ouch.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's
So
not.
MAGA chose imperialism there. So yeah, I had to do one that was going to get me in trouble. Come on now.
Oh, I get it now. I was supposed to pick the.
There we go. Jim Bob had it. Did David just give his wife negative 500?
No, I had to purposely spell Casey's name wrong.
All right. So who was up? I lost track.
Joe's first.
I think it was. I don't know if Joe started
Yep.
one.
All right, Joe, go first. California, why isn't the government doing anything? Where the hell is FEMA? Blank. And then first time, huh? So who was saying first time, huh, Joe?
North Carolina?
Casey, California says, why isn't the government doing anything? Where the hell is FEMA? Somebody replies first time, huh? Who replies first time, huh?
Why isn't the government? This one's. I honestly don't know the answer to this one. I can't come up with one.
David, to you.
Trying to help people.
Not
I
even
think I won
close.
this one.
And then the response is first time, huh?
I'm giving you two points, Joe, because you got part of it. Ohio, Maui, Florida, Tennessee, and North Carolina all say, huh?
There you
first
go.
time, huh?
That's
Yeah.
Pretty
that makes
good.
sense.
Yeah. Florida should be first, by the way, but I would also throw in New Orleans in there. They'd be a good one.
No, but North
Yeah,
Carolina,
that was
like
fantastic.
they're like still intense right now.
They're getting kicked out of their hotels. Their hotel things have ended because
It
now
ended last night.
they're trying to save smelt fish in California. Last I heard.
Right.
So, all right, back to Joe. Do you trust the state? 50% said no. What did the other 50% say, Joe?
No, but in black.
Also no, but now it looks like an ANCAP flag. Yeah. I'll give it to you because you got the no part. So yeah. Also no, but now it looks like the ANCAP flag. All right. All right. So tell us what you think of that. It was really a poor performance by most of them. So feel free to say that in the comments. Oh yeah, we never showed the scores. We got to show the scores. Casey, can you share that with me? I don't even have it open.
Yeah. 2 seconds. You'll just gotta prove it.
Wait, how is Casey in charge of the points?
He built
not.
something that No, she's still in charge of the points, but he built the thing so it actually works now.
Okay,
yeah.
thought there was some like
No,
DNC shenanigans going on here.
no, only Terry's logging into the back end. I just have it pulled up so we can share.
Oh, so see, this was a Joe preemptive strike because he knew he was in the shitter here at negative 2,047 points. David, negative 50. David, are you pacing yourself for a really bad score later? I feel like you're just you're trying to stay middle of the pack here. Is that and Casey 1705 in the positive column. Let's see if that sticks. I have a feeling that people are gonna not like that. Plus 500 to Joe because his shirt and facial hair represent the ANCAP flag. Yep, no, that's good too.
Dual rules.
Sounds like collusion. All right. So we did the score, Zach. You can stop bossing people around now. All right. And okay. So, like I said, I had a little too much time on my hands and with a couple of weeks off from the shows and everything. So that's to not to your benefit. Let's just say that. So a new game here. Came up with a new game. It's called Double Trouble. And I'm sticking with my Uncle Sam as the pimp that steals from us theme because that has been making me laugh recently. And so it's double or trouble. Okay. So the theme here is first person answers. The second person, if they come up with a better answer, they get double the points. If they don't, they lose the points. And then it goes to the next person. So, for example, Casey answers, David answers, Joe says, I don't have an answer. Joe loses. It goes to Casey for the next round. Make sense? I don't even really care if it makes sense. I don't know why I say stuff like that. Like, I never really care. Minus 705 to Casey for colluding with the government. There we go.
Yeah. How does that? Okay. Yeah. There's CON conspiracy. I'm just saying. CON conspiracy.
All right. So double or trouble. You can double the previous score or get in trouble. Oh, by the way, if you pass twice in a row, you go to the penalty box. Everybody said I was being too nice to you guys, and I really do feel like my empathy and compassion was getting in the way of my hosting duties. So so no more Mr. Nice Guy. That era has ended, and so you're going to the penalty box if you pass twice in a row or piss me off.
That error ended.
Yeah. All right, Casey, to you. Category is taxes and spending. How should we reform the federal income tax? So you give one idea here. If David's idea is better, he would get double the points unless Joe's idea is better than his. So Casey, for 100, how should we reform the federal income tax system?
There's not a better way to reform the federal income tax system other than abolishing it and not putting it back in place. So abolish it, get rid of it, burn it, whatever you want to do. It doesn't exist. That is the best way to get rid of it.
David, do you have a better answer than that for 200 points?
I have the same answer.
Okay, so Casey gets 100, and then now it's to Joe. I gave you an easy one to start out with because you guys tend to not do very well with
I can't answer that.
No. So Joe, but you get this one. So how should we eliminate wasteful government spending?
But I would have won the last round. We stop electing these fucking spenders and start electing libertarians. Andrew Parrott, send Washington the bird.
Foul language.
Man, this is a children's show, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That turned into like an on the street interview or something. Like Joe got like all like screaming in the camera and stuff. Like, like he was camping out for tickets to see J-Lo.
Joe, the only way you get away with that is say Hawk Tua into the microphone and then it goes viral.
Oh my God.
If Joe says stuff that's not in the language, though, he gets put on a watch list and, they kick in his door at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So Joe, don't say anything that's not specifically English.
Alhamdulillah.
All right. So to Casey, for 200 to double his score. How should we eliminate wasteful government spending?
I'm going to take Zach's plus 250 for anybody that says end the Fed. So end the Fed. That's one way we can get rid of wasteful spending. The next thing, how we can get rid of wasteful
No.
spending.
You had one answer there and you blew it. So
end the Fed.
You
That's
lost.
wasteful spending.
You lost. Joe gets the 100.
Oh, fake news.
So David, to you.
Okay.
How should we reduce the national debt?
We should stop getting involved in foreign wars.
Joe, to you, 200 if you have a better answer than that.
It's the same answer as last time. We stop electing these same authoritarians and start electing libertarians like Andrew Parrott.
So now I have to make the decision. Is that better than ending foreign wars?
I don't get to answer.
Well, no, if his answer isn't better than the other one, the round is over and you get to answer the first question the next time. We go till there's failure, which apparently is very quick. I'm going with David wins that one. You know, the foreign wars are just such a huge expense. It is. And people get to DC and they let us down. So I'm going with David on that one. David gets 100. So to add another wrinkle into this, we have instead of doing the things that nobody was ever using at the beginning of the show, these are by round. Okay. So whoever I think gave the best answer of this round, upcoming round, will get the ability to censor someone. And so what you can do is before a round starts, you can censor that person and they can't answer. So in this format, it would be best to censor the next person because then you win. So, all right. So Casey, your question is, how should we replace property taxes?
Perfect. We should replace property taxes with nothing and fire all the people that actually review that process and get rid of them because none of this should exist.
David, to you, do you have a better answer than that?
I don't.
That is the correct answer.
All right, Joe, to you. So that's 100 to Casey. Joe, how should we reduce corporate taxes while ensuring fairness?
Well, reducing corporate taxes to 0 would be fair.
Casey, to you. Is this Uno now is Zach's question?
Skip.
I'm going to utilize the option that allows me to steal Joe's answer because I forgot what it's called.
You don't have we didn't do that. You don't have that option.
What?
So I literally just said that we didn't do that like 30 seconds ago. So you could win censor if you gave a good answer, but you didn't. So that's going to be hard as well. So you lose. Joe gets 100. David, to you. How should we deal with unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare?
We phase them out. And we privatize. We privatize.
One answer.
Where
One
it's
answer.
needed. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you got to pick one of those.
Oh, okay. Well, we phase them out. That's the first thing. So, yeah.
Joe, to you.
Offer a severance package, basically, like saying here's X amount of dollars. We know we promised it to you, and take it or leave it, and that's it. We're done. That's your payout. No more. You're on your own. No more sucking on the government teat.
All right, so I'm giving that to you. So it's 200 points now. So if Casey has a better answer than you, he gets 400 points.
What?
You guys literally have to just listen. It's not that hard. These
It's pre-muted.
Like Zach said, it's like Uno, basically. It's basically Uno.
So how should we deal with unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare? How we should deal with them is give everybody the opportunity to be able to opt out if they are currently contributing, and allowing all people that are anybody that is not contributing to it, they will not be able to participate in it going forward. So sunset it.
Yeah, no, Joe's was better. Joe gets the 200. Give everybody their money back and end the program is basically how it should go. All right.
Inflation. Got it.
What?
Inflation. Got it.
Yeah, because that's something brand new with government that does.
Inflation.
No, but giving them a lump sum of money adds to inflation. But if you actually phase it out the way I mentioned, you won't add to it.
So you're saying sunset it and keep people's money and don't give them any additional money back.
Well, the only people that
sunset.
receive benefits for Social Security are the people that have paid into it, and allow them to opt out of it if they wanted. But if you have not paid into it, you don't get it at all going forward. So it just phases itself out. If you pay out a big lump sum right now to anybody that has been paying into it, you are doing nothing more than a stimulus package, and you are going to add to the inflation.
Well, you're giving
You don't
someone
do that.
back what the money you stole from them.
It doesn't matter. It adds to the inflation.
And that money's gone, so they're just
Correct.
printing more money.
Correct.
Well, they're going to print it down the road anyway.
That doesn't matter. This is
It
about these
does
two
matter.
programs. No.
Doesn't having to pay their debts now make it less likely that they'll print money and send it to other countries?
Are we working off less likely or the actual good business decision?
Well, they're not going to make a good business decision. That's my
It's-
point. Is you're assuming that they're going to make sound decisions going forward, therefore to sunset it. And I think Joe and I are saying they make shitty decisions every day of the week and twice on weekdays. And so why give them the chance to sunset it? Give us the money back and the
Right.
fiasco and the scam now.
Yeah, the biggest problem you have with that is inflation and what we do with our current currency and sending it into the shitter even more. With the option that I have posed is the least impactful to everybody.
It's impactful. You're just like using
The least
1,000 pins
impactful.
over. No, it's more impactful, but you're just dragging it out.
No, whoever's paid into it can just live it out. But outside of that, if you haven't paid into it, you don't get it.
I don't know.
Nobody's saying if you haven't paid into it, you get it. You're basically
No, that
more
was
worried
my
about
program.
Mike Johnson's how hard Mike Johnson's job is than giving us our money back, is what you're saying.
No.
Joe, is that what you heard?
I didn't hear Mike Johnson. I'm not gonna insult anyone by saying they sound like Mike Johnson, but
Well, no, he's trying to make it easier on Congress to not have to give us a lump sum.
I'm making
well-
it easier on Americans, not Congress.
I mean, let's just be honest. Congress is not going to do any of these things. Any of these ideas are better than what's going on now, but they're not going to do any of them. So,
Well, I was right. So that was the previous one. So negative 500 to Joe for trying to put his hand in my pocket. Negative 500 to everybody for trying to justify shitty decisions by making more shitty decisions.
that's valid.
Sunset is the only way.
That's what I just said.
I didn't say it was right. I just read it off the screen. You're still wrong.
He's Ron Burgundy, the thing. So it's just reading it.
Casey wants to
I would
make
like to-
sure that government has enough money to waste going forward and currently, as opposed to giving us our money back and letting us rebuild after the Ponzi scheme fiasco that Social Security and taxes have been.
Yeah, the government
Sorry,
just be like, we
realistic
fucked
options
up.
do
Here's
not-
your money back.
do not
That's
exist.
it.
All right, so back to everybody giving poor answers. All right, let's see. I don't even know whose turn it is. Joe gets the censorship because he annoyed me least that time. So Joe, you have the ability to say that you want to censor, and in your case, since Casey goes after you, you're going to have to censor Casey, and then you win the round. Actually, let's make it you censor Casey, so then it would go to David. So you can take out you can take out Casey and go to David if you want, or you could save it to the next round, which might be a different game. And, but you might also go home with it in your pocket or your hand in Jim Bob's pocket. I'm not judging.
He likes Jim Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
No,
I
think Casey, I think I triggered Casey, so I don't want him to be like, more libertarian than me on this one. So I'm going to censor him, and I'm going to go with Dave.
You have to give an answer. You have to be given a question first. So
all of them.
First, make sure that you don't give a shitty answer, and then decide if you're going to censor Casey. But actually, the first one's to David because Casey lost the last round with a terrible answer about sunshine.
Minus 5,000 for free.
Giving Mike Johnson a lap dance. I forget the whole thing what he said. David, to you. How should we shrink the size of the federal government? One thing.
I
feel like this is like a Scantron test, and like one of you ate the pencil, the other one like ate the piece of paper for the Scantron. Like one thing, just one thing.
Hey, put a little ketchup on there, and it's all good.
Yeah.
I think the first thing that we can do is, since we're saying end foreign military involvement, is we can shrink the amount that we're sending to the military, because we won't need as massive of a military if we do that. Joe,
to you, 200 if you have a better answer than that.
Yeah, I'm going to say something that really doesn't get enough rhetoric out there in the public. I think the federal government should have a hiring freeze.
Hiring freeze over sending less money to the government. Well, technically, I'm giving that to Joe, because technically shrinking the size of government isn't moving around where the cash is going. It's actually not adding to the size of government. So Joe, I'm giving that to you. So 200, but Casey, you can get 400 here unless Joe censors you.
Hey, censored. Actually, you know what? I'm interested to hear his remarks. So let's go. I think I triggered Casey. He's on tilt. He's going to give an authoritarian answer, so let him go.
I'm really confused.
Holy shit. Did you just censor him and not censor him and waste my time with all of that?
And insult him.
I was in such a good mood when we started this game, and now I'm beside myself and I'm hating that I have a game show. Like,
he says, I'm going to censor him. I'm going to uncensor him because I'm going to hate his answer, and I want to hear how terrible it is.
Yes.
Welcome to George Bush. George Bush is below. Both of them.
All right, Casey.
No, not you. No, I'm saying both George Bushes are Joe.
All right, Casey,
how do we shrink the size of government? We actually get rid of the size of the Department of Defense, which is the largest part of our government, and we shrink it down to what is required to defend our borders and our nation. That is how we shrink the size of federal government.
Wow, I'm glad I didn't waste my time.
I feel like you could have gone more simple there. You do have the better answer, but I feel like you could have gone more simple and just said fire people, like literally just fire people anywhere. You could have fired people from a cafeteria somewhere. You could fire people.
I thought you wanted an example of an area of the department.
All right.
Start with that one.
It seems like a lot of drawn out answers here, but yeah. So that's what was it? 400 to Casey for that shit answer.
What?
I'm starting to rethink how terrible my game is here. So,
yeah, it is when you have takes like that. Sure.
Okay, so for the next round, let's check where are we here? I am going to say let's do let's go let's check the score here. So we'll check anybody else hate that as much as I did. Plus 100 to David for answering the military industrial complex, the biggest spending and expansion of the federal government by monetary spending and bureaucracy size. And ATF Joe just lost a round. Or no, Joe just lost a hand. I follow that. Minus 500 to Casey for having principles. Yeah. It was a bad answer, though. Not gonna lie. It's a Ponzi scheme. When Madoff was busted, like, did they say let's sunset Madoff, or did they try to give the money back as quickly as possible? I don't even really care what your answer is. Never mind.
Then why did you ask it?
I corrected myself.
The government fucked up.
If I
Typical
wasn't the
government.
host, I'd throw
Typical
myself
government.
off right now and start drinking again. Really.
Keep backtracking.
Okay, so Casey's at 0, which I feel like is beautiful symbolism here. Joe, negative 3,047. How do you think it's going, Joe? Were you better when you were sleepy, Joe?
I'm maybe I should start sleeping. Where's my melatonin? I'm gonna take some melatonin.
Have you seen yourself in the new intro, by the way?
No.
Is that why you threw yourself down the stairs?
Yeah.
That's
David,
what
minus
happens when you go it up.
950. David, minus 950. I feel like this is about where you would expect to be. How do you feel about it, David?
I don't know. I feel like I haven't really committed. I feel like I should be closer to Joe.
And we already said Casey's a wash at this point. So the fanboy of Mike Johnson thing did not work out well for you. Ooh, Joe, that's going to hurt. Minus 1,000 to Joe for still being awake. All right. Next question. Who's up? I think I gave Casey credit for that one, so it's David. David, how should we reduce the number of federal agencies?
I got it.
How should we reduce them, or which one should we get rid of?
Which word's hard, David? Literally on the damn screen, David. Like 8 words.
How?
Sound it out, David.
Fine.
Sound it out.
Across the board. How's that?
All right. That was a lot of effort for that. Go ahead, Joe. 200 to Joe. You have to beat across the board.
We stop electing presidents who only add federal agencies like Space Force or Department of Homeland Security and Department of Education. So
How
that
did
died,
you
so
screw
we're
up the second answer? Like, I thought these were going to go like 8 rounds. And like the second answer is like terrible. Like every single time the second answer has been terrible. Like I was worried you guys were going to be in positive points. Like, and I guess I didn't have to worry at all. And Jim Bob, the correct comment here was you thought Joe was homeless is really what you meant to say. How do you fall down the stairs when you're homeless and eat out of the dumpster, as we determined earlier?
I'm hanging out at bars that have stairs, and I fell down the stairs to the bar. And so
100 points to David for that, and Joe, that was embarrassing. So Casey, to you. How should we ensure that government agencies operate transparently?
Oh, jeez.
Fire them if they're not.
How do you know if they're not being transparent?
Well, the truth always comes out. Fire them if they're not.
I thought Joe lived in a binder. See, now, all right, people are putting this together. I feel like the audience is paying better attention than you guys are tonight.
The melatonin is kicked in. It's just
oh, right.
Minus 500 to David for not being able to understand the question. That is absolutely fair.
Hey, if David could read that, he'll be very upset.
Yeah. All right. Who is it? Who said the last thing?
I said fire them if they're not transparent.
Fire them if they're not. All right. David, to you.
Freeze their funding if they fail an audit.
That really has nothing to do with transparency, though. So Casey gets that one. 100 to Casey.
If they can't account for where the money's going, that's transparency.
Can we get like a DEI person to read these to David? Like, I feel like maybe like he needs sign language or like
I hear Karen
pictures.
Bass and Gavin Newsom's going to be looking for a new job, so you might be able to.
Yeah,
hire
like
them.
I feel like David's just like unable to understand the questions tonight. Yeah. Open source government, that'd be better. Yeah, again, I feel like you guys aren't even paying attention. Joe, to you. Question: how should we determine which federal departments to abolish first?
I would go by the one that spends the most.
See, this is how this goes. Like, so that's a very good opening answer. Now, Casey's has to be better than that.
Yeah, I like Joe's answer. I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh my God, I hate this show. I really do. I hate everything
Am I
about
not
this
allowed
show.
to win? Come on. I'd like to censor free, please.
100 points to Joe. First round answer wins again. All right.
He only has
you.
40, he only has 40 more questions to get wrong until he catches me.
David, to you. How should we privatize government-run services? Casey, I'll skip you because I'm just going to assume your answer is Joe's is better. Right, from
Mine is better.
Yeah. David, how should we privatize government-run services?
Would
you like the squirm cam, David?
No, we make them local, and then we allow local businesses that provide services to bid for them.
I feel like David didn't understand the question, but since it was first, I'm going to just pretend like we heard something there that we could work with and give Joe the chance to do better. Joe,
close. David
said a bunch of words. I think government was in there. I think local was in there.
Yeah,
I think graham crackers was in there.
I think David was close, but the way we get there is that the federal government will sell off the current services they're doing to private industries.
I already did these.
What are you talking about?
Terry's yelling at me in the comments.
Oh, damn.
I can't show the comments of the ones we're currently answering. All right. So can you do better than that, Casey?
Yeah, you do it by ending all government services. You end them, and then private industry will take over.
All right. So, David, to you, I think that was a better answer than whatever you said the first time, which was, I feel like nothing. And then Joe's answer was like nothing plus, I don't know, a little bit more. Can you do better than Casey's answer, David?
Oh, I get another turn? No.
Yeah, now we're playing for 800 points. If you have a better answer than Casey, you get 800 points unless Joe does better for 1,600. There's a benefit to paying attention in a row on this game. I
have really, no idea what we're talking about right now.
Right? That I believe.
Kardashians.
I would say that you end the government-run services and then you let the private industry fill the void.
That's literally what Casey just said. So 400 points to Casey. I don't know if you guys noticed, but David's totally wasting your time in the audience. So if you'd like to point that out with some value to that, I feel like your time's more valuable than he's giving it. If you want to go ahead and mention that in the comments. Joseph, to you. I truly believed last round you don't know what's going on, but you're going first here, so that should be easy for you. How should we decentralize federal power to states and local communities?
We pay attention to the 10th Amendment.
Was that a question or an answer?
We repeal all federal laws that infringe on the 10th Amendment.
Okay. Casey, to you?
Yeah, mine's similar, but you just end all federal power and let the states take it over. Like they just come to an end.
Unconstitutional.
No, so it doubles only if it's better than the last one. So nobody gets points until I determined that the last answer was bad, because then it's the points to the person before that. Plus 25 to Joe for being the dude and letting me pee on his rug and not doing anything about it. Yep. While drinking a White Russian. Plus 500 to David for stealing Casey's answer without asking permission to steal it. Minus 250 to both of you. The answer was Township Liberation. Plus 250 for Casey having the right answer. By ending government-run services. I don't know which one you were telling me to look for. Okay, so next one. Where are we at here time-wise? No, let's just let's go check the scores here. Casey is positive. How did that happen? I feel like that was Jim Bob's fault. I'm blaming Jim Bob for that. And David, negative 1350. David, you got to feel like that's about where you expected to be at this point in the game. Is that fair?
I feel a little bit better. Yeah, I feel like I've committed one way or the other now. Yeah,
I do too. I feel like centered. Like I feel like when you were closer to zero, that was like when Joe was saying he wasn't Bizarro Joe, and that just put me ill at ease earlier. Joe was in the dark. He wasn't Bizarro Joe. Like there was that was unfortunate. Yeah. And so, and then Joe minus 5,072, not saying that's your worst performance, but it's pretty bad. How are you feeling?
I did worse than that before? I got to start paying attention.
Well, I mean, that would be a good strategy. I mean, it'd be better than the strategy you've been using to this point. Let's just say that.
Well, you're assuming he has a strategy.
I have no strategy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Any strategy really would be better than negative 5,072.
I just kind of
Really,
show
like,
up.
This is kind of turning into like that Celebrity Jeopardy where like the final Jeopardy question was like, say a letter. It could be A, it could be B, it could be C. Like, you know, I feel like we're almost to that point, Joe. How do you feel about
Hot
that?
potato.
Remember originally where I gave you guys answers and just let you pick an answer? I feel like we might need to go back to that.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So we are to
Sudden death.
sudden death.
Oh,
And
my.
as you can see there, Statue of Liberty got off easy here and died. So yeah.
Is that a home invasion there by the government?
Yeah. It was over a license plate sticker, Joe, but you guessed incorrectly.
Oh, I thought it was a squirrel.
Did they knock first? Or
yeah, or a
did
squirrel.
they have a warrant?
I love how the Statue of Liberty looks like can't handle it, like with the arm out like that. I can't believe you killed me. All right, so Joe's in last place and David's in second to last place. So the way that this works is Joe will answer first, then David will have a chance to respond, and they will be playing Casey in the final round here. The audience will pick the winner here. So both of you that are paying more attention than Joe and the rest of the panelists, please help with telling me who you'd like to see play Casey in the final round here. Casey, I'm going to take you off the stage for a second while these two mumble incoherent, probably incorrect answers. So,
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So this question is very difficult, David. You might want to have somebody read this to you, but Joe's going first, so you might get it just from Joe's answer. Joe, the question is California.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes.
Awesome. Florida.
No, the state of
What?
like, what is your comments on what is going on in California is really the question here.
They should stop trying to fight the snow with fire.
Fight the snow with fire?
Yeah, it's
Do you-
snowing.
All right,
in other
Joe.
parts
Let me try to help you out here.
I know we're a Florida
Um,
group, so it's snowing in other parts of the country.
So, do you think California is doing a good job?
The people or the state is doing a good job of like staying connected to the rest of the country.
Okay. I feel like Joe gave up about 5,042 points ago. David, to you. Any answer really would get you the win here and take you to Casey in the final round here. California, how they doing?
We take all your money and we do not run anything well.
That is the correct answer. So, Joe, I'm going to put you backstage. Good job not having to go there to this point. And stick around for the end here. And we will say goodbye and probably make fun of you one more time. So, and Casey is back. And Casey now.
Fight the snow with fire.
Yeah, there was. Are you really
California
intimidated
would
after
love
watching that
snow right
showdown?
now. Wouldn't California love snow right now?
I would
Like
I would
anything.
think that. I don't really know. Yeah. The answer was dumpster fire. Yep. What is dumpster fire? The answer is 42, Joe. Oh, Joe was you. Hillary Clinton is the answer. All of these are better answers than whatever just happened there. All right, so Casey, to you. I'm sorry, David, to you. I feel like you might need to pay a little bit better attention if you want a chance of beating Casey here. So this is also a very difficult question. You might want to sound it out, maybe move your lips while reading it. Greenland.
Not part of the U.S.
That is correct. What do you think of the whole Greenland idea? I guess I should have asked these with a shrug, like Greenland, like kind of going for the shrug there. Greenland?
Like as like a serious answer, I think that if the people of Greenland voted to disaffiliate with the Dutch and voted to voluntarily affiliate with the U.S., then we revisit the question. But us trying to project power by forcing public opinion to change, or even floating military or trading it for another place, is just kind of absurd to me.
Casey, to you.
I think the real thing is when you say shrug and you're like Greenland ? Like that's what Donald Trump did when he saw Don Jr.'s video when it was all ice and snow. He's like, I thought it was green, not snow.
Did he really say that?
The real answer. No.
Did he really say that?
No.
Isn't it a little bit scary that I was truly convinced that our
You can picture it, right?
Your president would say that?
Like he put down his Big Mac for a second and was like, what?
Yeah.
I have a meme for you. Hang on.
Are you gonna answer seriously here?
That is the answer. Because Greenland shrugged, like Trump got there and he thought it was all green, and as soon as his son got there and was showing him on the camera, it's all ice and snow.
No, I mean Greenland shrug though is like Greenland. Stupid answer. Can you believe this? Like you could go any way there. Like, what are your thoughts about Greenland being in the news?
If you want my realistic thoughts, I think it's a waste of time. There has been vocal outpour from local news in Greenland. The people of Greenland don't want it. There is a small group that wants to join MAGA, but it is not them. So David is right. Of if they want to join the United States and they make a decision on it as a country, then so be it. But I don't see it happening.
I'm adding Joe back in. Joe, who do you think gave the better answer?
I actually think that's correct. But what Casey said, like if they want to join the United States, okay. But if otherwise, we need to shut our mouths about it and get Greenland out of our mouths and let them deal with it.
I literally said the correct answer on your show too, Casey. That is the correct answer.
What is the correct answer?
precious minerals, uranium, oil.
So we're
But-
trying to steal their stuff. Like,
Yeah,
That's
so we're
literally all we do. That's literally all we do.
so we want more of that. I'm
Spread
against doing
democracy means steal shit. Like, are you new here? Like,
that.
did you not
Ah.
go through our orientation?
Sorry, I'm a libertarian. My bad.
Yeah. Why were you a libertarian? Was that just the shortest line? Like,
I'm not.
how did you
I'm
become
not-
a libertarian?
I'm
You didn't
not
know
an
we steal
imperialist.
shit from everybody, including our own people.
I'm not an imperialist. I'm a pacifist and a live and let live and don't take people's stuff. Less
Terry, you're gonna probably have to answer this. Terry, who do you think gave the best answer here?
Casey.
They are in
Casey,
cahoots.
not
I'm
just
just
say what I
saying.
said.
They are in cahoots.
All right, let's go around the horn here. Joe, would you like to say one last time who you are, what you have to plug? You could parrot your candidate if you'd like to.
I see what you did there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm Joe Hanoush. Again, I'm the Libertarian candidate guy, and I am trying to promote Andrew Parrott. Send Washington the Bird. He's running the special election for Congress here in Central Florida. If you're in the Daytona Beach, Palm Coast area, check them out. April 1st is the election. And if you're in the area, you want more information, reach out to me. You can find me at Joe Hanoush on Twitter.
David, to you.
Yeah, my name is David Monstrip. If you didn't hear it earlier, I'm with Libertarian Party of Florida and also the chair of Libertarian Party of Hillsborough in Tampa Bay. You can reach out to me if you would like to by following me and shooting me a message, or @large1@lpf.org. And I'm just going to take a moment and plug something I didn't give them a heads up on, but libertarianmutualaid.org. It's a great organization that you can contribute to for relief efforts when you see something in the news. If you want your money to go 100% toward that relief effort and not to overhead and staff and all of that.
I thought we had these somewhere, like we could put them on the screen, but I don't think we do. So, Terry, could you star those so we could put them up on the screen or something? Casey, to you.
Yeah, I have a great meme if you want to pull that up on the screen. That is just how we're going to end the show tonight. I think it's fantastic. This is Donald Trump when he showed up in Greenland. Hope everybody has a great night. This was awesome.
Good time. Terry, do you got anything? Do you want to say anything?
No, I'm really busy. I'm putting stuff on the screen right now. Leave me alone, government.
Well,
Terry looks like the
we're all
press
leaving.
secretary
Nobody's
right
going
now.
to be here. Yeah, I don't think
Terry just went full libertarian.
Yeah. Well, I am going to, where are we here? I just want to say, again, thanks for joining us, and make sure you follow Terry, and I don't know why this is flipping out on me here. Follow Terry, hit the subscribe button for Waz if you're not subscribed to Waz, or make a donation to help him out if you can help him out. Great guy, having some bad luck. And yeah, and if you could do us a favor and share this again so people watch the replay, and if possible, make a comment in the original post so people know if you liked it or not. And thank you everybody for coming by and checking this out. And we are back. I will be, I don't even know. Yeah, Monday with Cash, and Thursday with Mike Decentralized, and then probably another game show next weekend. So thanks guys for doing this. Really appreciate you. And thanks to Terry for keeping score, and have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
A lot of fun.